Hey guys, what's up? It's Karl here, back with another episode, and hope everyone's staying healthy and safe. We got some brand new news from Apple Cam today. We got a new 16-inch MacBook Pro refresh. And as we also know, WWDC is moving on to an online format starting next week, so we can all tune in. I'll leave some info down below where you can all check it out. But to the new MacBook Pro, the 16-inch is typically my daily driver. It's my heavy hitter where I edit most of these videos. I've had it just under a year now, and I haven't had any issues with it, as you shouldn't for a laptop that costs close to $5,000. But as the biggest upgrades to, I guess, last year's 16-inch was, of course, that 16-inch form factor display. We got rid of the butterfly switches. We don't have a change in the design this year. We're getting a big spec in the graphics department. You can now configure your 16-inch with the new AMD Radeon Pro 5600M that has 8 gigs of VRAM. That will cost you $700 more. We can still spec it with 64 gigs of memory. It still comes with the 8-core 9th gen i9 processor. You could spec it for a 2.4 gigahertz. I would save $200, just grab the 2.3. Grab 32 gigs of RAM if you want to future-proof your device for 5-6 years. $400 for 64 is a lot of money. And is the new 5600 that much better than the 5500? According to Apple, it's 75% faster, but that's compared to the graphics card with only 4 gigs of VRAM. That's a tricky one, just keep that in mind, and I'd still go for the 5500 with 8 gigs, save yourself $600, and unless you're really crushing 8K red footage, you've got 3 or 4 4K timelines, you probably already working off of a Mac Pro. It is a ton of money, and obviously stick with the 1 terabyte. Anything else, just grab an external hard drive. You're looking at around $3,300 for my recommended spec. If you want to spec this guy to the max, sure, 8 terabytes, yep, 5600, 64 gigs of RAM. Let's give it the i9 2.4, 6699. Apple, you sneaky there with that number. If you happen to have an older 15-inch MacBook Pro, maybe that's where the new 16-inch kind of shines. It's 3.5 times faster. And other than that minor spec upgrade, that is it for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. We still have that same 16-inch Retina display. It's got the same Magic Keyboard. It has the same 100 watt-hour battery. The speaker upgrade was pretty big last year. It's probably the biggest difference that I saw between the 16 and 15-inch. And that is kind of it for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. So we probably won't see another refresh of that model till next year. If you already own a 16-inch model, I wouldn't be crying too hard. That spec upgrade isn't anything crazy. It isn't worth grabbing a new 16-inch for. It should be coming into the studio quite shortly, so I'll do a ton of testing, some benchmarks to let you know how it performs in my day-to-day stuff. As we've seen with all MacBook Pro models, you can unfortunately only still grab it in the space gray or silver. The gold colorway is still reserved for the MacBook Air, and let me know who's grabbing a 16-inch MacBook Pro and who's gonna drop close to $7 grand, 6699 on a new MacBook. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this very quick video on the new updated, in quotes, 16-inch MacBook Pro. Remember, links down below for WWDC starting off next week. We'll be updating you guys on social with everything else that comes out. Expect a new iMac redesign. That's what I'm looking forward to most. We'll catch you guys hopefully then. Peace.